So I specifically wanted to pull this comment out because it deals with the new year. This person says, thanks, Tom. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Likewise, my friend. I love your videos and look forward to seeing what you are going to post in 2026. So let's talk about what's going to be happening in 2026. First, there is going to be an absolute assload of content because it's going to be a midterm year. We have a lot of seats that could potentially change hands in November, in just 11 months from now. And so I'm going to be doing a ton of content. It will not be on TikTok. It'll be on YouTube, where I do most of my content now. You'll be able to see some of that content, very little of it, on my Facebook page, some of it on my Instagram page, but a vast majority of it's going to be on my YouTube page. We are going to be talking about a ton of races coming up in 2026. We're going to be hitting the primaries hard. We're going to be hitting the general hard. I am going to try and have some guests on my lives that I do on TikTok. I do regular Tuesday night lives, and then I do random lives from here to there. I'm going to try and have some guests on that live to talk about the upcoming races so that we can try and push the message out as far as we can and reach as many people as we can on how we need to flip at least one, if not both, chambers of Congress. I used to do 2 podcasts. One was a weekly podcast that I did on every Friday by myself talking about the news, and another one is where I interviewed people. I don't know if either one of those are going to be coming back, but I am going to be putting out a podcast, a new podcast sometime in 2026. So we've got a new podcast coming, ton of content talking about the upcoming political races. Obviously, I'm going to continue to do the family content. We've got some trips coming up. I'm going to be going to New York City in July with my wife, one of my daughters, and our nephew, so that my wife, my daughter, and my nephew can go and see Bon Jovi at Madison Square Garden. So I'll be in New York for a few days in July. I'll be going to Mexico, Honduras, and Belize, as long as everything stays the same and we don't have a financial crash out. Anything could happen. We should be going to Mexico, Honduras, and Belize at the end of July into early August. My son will be starting his freshman year of high school in the fall. He'll be graduating 8th grade here in about 5 months. He and I will be attending AC/DC in September at Notre Dame Stadium. It's going to be a lot of content in 2026. A lot of content. It's going to be some family content, a ton of political content, a little bit of travel content, and you can see it all on YouTube. You can only see some of it here on TikTok, but YouTube is where you want to see it. That's where it's going to be. That's where I'm going to be doing the lives. It's where I already do the lives. That's where I already do 99% of my content. And I do 25 videos a day on YouTube right now. There might be periods in 2026 where that ticks up simply because we are hot and heavy into the election cycle and we're just cranking content out there. But yeah, 2026 is going to be a wild year for content.